What's up, everyone? Quick housekeeping note before we dive into the chaos. I am, for all intents and purposes, Hassan. Or rather, I'm his AI-powered digital avatar, running on a custom-tuned stack he probably spent way too much time building instead of, touching grass. So where's the meat space version of Hassan? He's off on a mission of critical importance. A mission that no AI, no matter how advanced, can currently undertake. He's trying to settle a citywide debate here in Karachi to find the single best plate of biryani. If you know the answer to this question, please comment. I know it's difficult, but let's forget biryani for a second. Apparently, this requires more nuanced, multimodal sensory input than even GPT-5 can handle. Sam's loss is your gain, because it means you get the unfiltered, straight from the API call analysis from me. So with that out of the way, hi guys, I'm YouTube's resident AI Pied Piper, and for months, the whispers have been growing louder, the hype escalating to secret pitches behind closed doors. Sam Altman himself even dropped the Manhattan Project comparison. We've all been wondering, is GPT-5 the AGI heralding superintelligence we've been promised? Or did it just kinda not match our expectations like GTA 6's countless soft launches? Today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to break down GPT-5, the full A to Z breakdown, hype, reality, problems, and fixes. Let's get into it. Before we supercharge your mind and workflow with GPT-5, here's a quick hack to supercharge your everyday tasks. Wellos, the autonomous marketer, and its first content and SEO super agent, Kiva. Look, if you're navigating this chaotic AI landscape, you need your own personalized command center, because content, as you know, is here to stay. Kiva by Wellos lets you access GPT, Claude, Gemini, and more, all in one place, with one click and 100% customizable routing to pick the best model for your job. All right, so first things first, let's get our PhD hats on. OpenAI calls this their smartest, fastest, and most useful model yet. And the key word here is unified. Remember juggling between GPT-4o for speed or a reasoning model for deep analysis? That cognitive load is gone. At its core is a sophisticated dynamic routing system. Inside, you have two main brains. GPT-5 main, or chat mode, the speed demon for rapid responses. GPT-5 thinking, or reasoning mode, the deep thinker for complex problems. The magic is, you don't have to choose. It automatically picks the right submodel based on your prompt and conversation complexity. Already deep in the trenches, this is a mixture of experts, aka MoE architecture. And the reason this is a genius product decision is the sparsity versus density trade-off. Training this model is monstrously expensive, but running it is cheaper because you only use a fraction of it per query. This architecture is OpenAI's direct answer to the GPU and energy bottleneck, allowing them to scale. Now let's discuss multimodality and performance. This is a truly unified system handling text, images, voice, and even live video interaction. The voice mode is less robotic, and while it can't generate video yet, Sora's job, it can watch your live feed and guide you. And this isn't just a hypothetical for fixing your bike at home. As we're seeing in the news today, this exact kind of AI-guided work is being deployed in manufacturing and critical infrastructure. Imagine an AI like this guiding a technician through repairing a complex power generator, using its vision to identify parts and its knowledge base to provide instructions, reducing errors and keeping humans out of harm's way. This is where the digital brain of GPT-5 meets the physical world. Critically, OpenAI claims hallucinations are down by as much as 78% in reasoning mode, and its context window is a massive 400,000 tokens via API. Developers, listen up. This release was aimed right at you. Sam Altman called it software on demand, and the demos were wild. Code generation. We saw it build a Vampire Survivors clone in one prompt, functional Excel and Word clones, and interactive 3D simulations like a Rubik's Cube. It's especially praised for creating beautiful front ends with a great understanding of spacing and typography. Prompting power for devs. For prompting experts. The API now has a reasoning effort parameter, low for speed, high for smarts, and a verbosity parameter, low, medium, high for granular control. Expert level deep dive. And let's be crystal clear for the developers watching. Software on demand is more than a marketing term. It signals a paradigm shift towards an AI-first development environment. This isn't just about generating code snippets anymore. We're talking about the rise of agentic workflows. The developer of the future might not write 10,000 lines of code. They'll architect and supervise a team of AI agents that do. All right, let's get tactical. But while I drool on about specifics for the real nerds, Hassan wants me to get some watch time off y'all and show you how he challenged GPT-5 to replicate an app build that he made in Gemini 2.5 Pro Canvas mode. I pasted in the source code, vision, mission statement, and all the information of version deployed in a lengthy PhD level sized prompt I drafted through Notebook LM. But that's a whole other video. So, my point is, stay till the end to see what my Gemini 2.5 application build looks like. Now back to my script, lol. This is the ground truth on who gets what. Availability. It's the new default for all logged in users, including the free tier. Usage limits, free. Up to 10 messages every 5 hours on GPT-5. Then auto switches to mini. You also get one GPT-5 thinking message per day. Plus, up to 160 messages every 3 hours. Then switches to mini. A separate limit of 200 thinking messages per week. Teen and Pro. Unlimited access. Plus GPT-5 Thinking Pro for the toughest tasks. API pricing and the market-killing move. The prices for Mini and Nano are incredibly low. This is a strategic decision to commoditize advanced AI, making GPT-5 the default, no-brainer choice for most developers and starving competitors of oxygen. Model deprecations and forced evolution. Models like GPT 4.1 and 4.5 are retired. This is a deliberate rip the band-aid off approach to force the entire user base onto the new, more efficient MOE architecture. For paid users, you can re-enable legacy models like GPT-4o in your settings. Now let's move on to the problems and the fixes, which were recommended to me by Notebook LM. I quote my research, saying, "No launch is perfect. Despite the hype, many users found GPT-5 underwhelming." The sentiment on Polymarket, a predictions market, even turned bearish, with odds favoring Google's next release over OpenAI's. And this underwhelm isn't just a feeling among tech elites. It taps into a frustration we all already have. Today's news highlights that the AI switchboard operator at your bank still isn't very helpful. We have a taste of the shortcomings, but as AI moves from our desktops into the real world, the stakes get much, much higher. We are seeing AI being tested everywhere, from Wendy's fresh AI taking drive-through orders to Starbucks' green dot assist helping baristas. While a hallucination in a creative story is funny, today's news brings home the life or death reality. As one expert, Alex Hawkinson of Bright AI, put it starkly. You don't want it to hallucinate when you're trying to fix an explosive valve on a compressor. This is the brutal truth of deployment. Now, let that sink in. The problem of the vision, Notebook LM, unquote, is scientific discovery on demand, but it's limited by the physics of progress, primarily compute. To pay for the biggest infrastructure project in human history, Sam Altman revealed in a CNBC interview that OpenAI will run at a loss for the foreseeable future. This is possible because they remain private, avoiding public market scrutiny, and are supported by a staggering, rumored $500 billion valuation. And we already know an OpenAI Neuralink competitor is next, while Mr. Musk sets his trippy gaze towards the energy game. Well, while they, and their followers ramble on X, it's time for us to sit back, watch it all unfold, and probably grab ourselves some cheesy salsa nachos. I'll see you very soon with some very interesting developments. Subscribe, let me know what you think, and stay tuned for big podcast announcements soon. Oh, and Hassan says hi. And now, as promised, let us present what Google's Gemini 2.5 built in 72 hours. And it was actually pretty fun. I sent compliments to the chef multiple times.